Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Dropping Gems with your girl, K-laine. I have a special guest today. She is amazing. I love her so much. She's such a sweetie. She is, and she specializes in self-defense. She is an independent damsel and defense pro, and her name is Evelyn Mizukami. Hi, Evelyn.
Hey, Katrina. Aloha. Aloha from Hawaii.
Yeah, she's from Hawaii, guys. Isn't that awesome? It's a time difference between us two, but I like hanging out. I'll stay up late to hang out with Evelyn anytime.
Yeah, we've been doing that lately, right?
Yes, we have. We've been doing it lately, hanging out. So, Evelyn, tell us a little bit more about being an independent damsel and defense pro.
Damsel in Defense is a direct sales company. The company specializes in personal safety tools, such as Kubotan, pepper sprays, sun guns. And what I do with the company is that through those products, I teach safety in using them. For example, your Kubotan, it's a striking tool. A Kubotan is a striking tool. I'll show you one that I have.
Let's see one.
Right here, this is my key. This is a Kubotan right here. It's a striking tool, and it's a force multiplier, meaning a lot of us, with our punches, it's not as strong, the strength is not there.
Yes.
So if you have a Kubotan, for example, and if you're gonna strike somebody, because this aluminum base thing here is very strong. I mean, you can't, if you get
break it. Wow.
And if you break a pen, you can break it, right? This one is sturdy, and how it's used is you hold it this way, and if there's an attacker, for example, coming right at you, you tell them back off, stop. They don't want, of course, and then they come at you. You can strike them either on the neck. What I tell others is that whatever spot you see, strike it.
Strike it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, for us, a lot of the self-defense instructors out there say go to the neck, go to the side of the body. For me, any spot that's open, go for it.
Yes.
Right? So you hit them on the tip part over here, and it will hurt. I can tell you that.
That looks like it hurt. Does that puncture any skin? Like, is it like similar to like a knife or something like that?
No, it will not break the skin, but it will hurt enough. So while I'm doing this right here, I can feel it. But of course, if you do a little bit more forceful with it, it will not totally break the skin as much. I mean, you might scrape them or whatnot, especially if you are scraping. It just depends on what the confrontation is. So with the Kubotan, it's more of, a lot of it is more of disable them.
Oh, okay, I see. It's a disabling tool.
Yeah, and then what I call dig out, hurt and run.
Hurt and run?
Yeah, because a lot of us, right, don't have that martial art background.
Yeah,
for you to fully engage with somebody. So with the Kubotan, disable them, hurt them, shock them, kind of a deal, like, wow, she actually is hurting me, or actually defending herself.
Yes.
There's a lot of criminals out there, they're very lazy. They don't want confrontation, and that's why they rob at night, and they look for the victim that are by themselves, because they don't want confrontations with multiple persons. So if you defend yourself and you shock them and they're like, oh, she's actually defending herself, dig out, call 911, go to a safe place. And that's what I teach, Katrina, is more of, they're coming at you, defend yourself, and when there's that time where you can leave, go for it, and then call
run.
and run, basically run. Yeah. So that's the Kubotan. And then the company also has pepper sprays.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a cute one. This is called our pepper slays. And it comes out of the casing. So a lot of sprays are 0.5 ounces because that's the legal amount that you can have. And it just goes in here. So I do have one in my bag also. You know, you can have it in your bag, and then if you need it, you pop it out and then you shoot it. This one shoots up to 16 feet. It has a UV dye that will stay with your attacker up to 7 days.
7 days?
Yes. So
wow. So they can catch that attacker right there. Well, just look for the guy with the face, because that's awesome. I never heard of pepper spray, you know, staining or having that
feature. It's a UV dye, so you know, with the light, right? So with pepper sprays, it's pretty much from a distance, so there's that physical contact. And believe it or not, with this, having this in your hand and somebody coming at you, you can just show it to them, and sometimes they will say, "Okay, I'm out of here. I don't
want any problems.
I don't want to cry today," right? And so then there's your defense, right? So that's a great thing about the Damsel in Defense products. It's pretty much defending yourself in a way where you don't need to be going on hand-to-hand combat.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't have that martial art background. I do have some. Learned it when I was in high school and through my previous jobs. So, and that's why I teach safety, and that's why I'm able to incorporate some basic self-defense with what Damsel in Defense offer. The company is so awesome. And I'm just going to share this with you. Any products that your listener or yourself purchase from the company, there's a portion that goes to the Damsel houses, and these houses are houses in countries like Cambodia and India.
I see, yeah.
They help girls get out of the sex trafficking world. You know, they make them healthy, successful, educated women, and they thrive. So with that partnership, it's so awesome, and that's why I got into the company too. Part of it is that has been part of my career part is in the, you know, I told you this before, you know, in the law enforcement type. And when I saw Damsel in Defense and what they do, I was like, wow, this is a message for me, you know? So, yeah, that's what I do with Damsel in Defense in the nutshell. I told you I'm going to just keep going.
It's okay. I love it. I love it. You can talk as much as you want because you're one of my favorite people. So that's why I was like, I am very interested, and I know my listeners and viewers are very interested in self-defense because a lot of women, it's hard for us to protect ourselves. Like I remember living in New York and just walking to my car at night was kind of scary because of course I'm not from New York. So this is something, and I always seen stuff happening in New York on TV. I am from a small little town, and then I moved to this big, huge city, and like, I've only seen New York on TV and all these things, and people are getting mugged. And so me having to like walk to my car at night, you know, it was a little bit scary for me. And I had to think, like, I literally had to be on my toes thinking, like, if someone was to attack me, if anything happened, I don't know how I would defend myself. I know I do keep my keys in my hand. I do keep the key in my hand, but nowadays there's no key anymore. You just have that key fob, really. Like, you don't normally used to have that card. See, I'm not old, but I am older. I
don't know. like these, right? Like these and this, right? Like there's no sharp
key. Yeah, there's no sharp edges anymore. So that is one of the reasons why I wanted to get this information out there, is because of my own experience. I had no clue how to protect myself. I do keep things in my car, but if I'm walking to my car, anything could happen, you know? So I'm really excited about your products and being able to share them with my listeners, and also being able to purchase some of my own. So with that being said, what makes you so passionate about defense, self-defense, defending yourself?
Well, thank you for that question. Just a little background. When I was growing up, when we're asked that question, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer was always, I want to be a police officer. And that's always been my answer. I'm short, I'm very petite, and I got teased many times, like, wow, you want to be a cop? Like, what the meter maid or something? And to tell you the truth, I still remember that that classmate who always told me that. But anyway, so growing up, I graduated from high school, and that was where my mindset, directed me. I went to college, got my associate's degree in criminal justice. And when I got my 2-year degree, I applied for the police department here. And I was able to get into the academy, but life happened after that. And, I got married and have children, but through that process, I went back to school, got my bachelor's degree in administrative justice. So my career has always been in law enforcement, as you can say. And just thinking about it, when I speak to my nieces, my nephews, family members, I've always had that safety mindset, and that I always told them, be careful. This is what you need to do. You're going to your car, make sure your keys is in your hand, or make sure that if you're coming home late, make sure mom knows where you're at. Your mom knows where you're at. When you're coming home, you're going with all these things. I've already spoken to my family members, and then it trickled down to my friends. And then about a year ago, and I've been doing this for many years, and then about a year, and I told you this story that somebody had told me, their company bought pepper sprays from Damsel in Defense. And I heard of that company before, and that I researched the company. And, when it has been in my life, in my career, in what I do, I said, why not, right? Like, I can do this in a better capacity where I cannot do where my current job is. I cannot out teach and say I do this because of my job right now. But through Damsel in Defense, I can share. When I met you, we were talking, I think, for almost 2 hours.
Yes.
You about everything that I know in regards to defense, and I love it. And believe it or not, I'm on this social media platform right now, and somebody had, and it's not by video, or this person wasn't looking at me or seeing my face, but when she had asked me what I do with Damsel in Defense, and I was explaining, you know what she told me? She said, I could hear in your voice that passion and of what you do with this company and what you do in regards to your safety training. And I was like, wow, it's in my voice too now. My apologies. And when I get passionate about things, I'll just tell you now, your viewers, my eyes get watery and I get runny nose, and I think that's because I'm passionate about it, and I feel it, and so you're not the only one that I'm not crying, I'm not sad, I'm actually very just passionate about it. So
and I love it. Like that I don't know, it gave me a little tingle too, because I'm like, she's very passionate about it, about defending herself and teaching women how to defend themselves. And I like you a lot, so I was excited. I was like, oh, the real her is gonna come out.
It is. Oh, and I just want to say, Katrina, in regards to your story, in regards to New York, this just happened last week. I was on that social media platform that I was talking about, and this new friend of mine, he had shared a story in regards to being in New York and the train, And he said it was late at night at 11, and he went in one of the train cars, and there was a man there. There were 5 people in that train, and that when he went in, he noticed that this man was just staring him down. He was looking at him. You know, when you feel it that something's gonna happen, this guy is gonna do something to me. He automatically said, the moment that door opens, I'm getting out. And he was so afraid that he left the train. It's not even his stop. So he said, it opened, he left, and it shut. And he said, all the way home, his heart was pounding. He was shaking and everything. So when he was telling the story, I told them again that, hey, this is why I do what I do, is for people like him, to share what he did right and what he could do if something else had happened. For him, I'll go in what's called situational awareness. It's basically our first line of defense, and that being aware of your surrounding. And he was aware that when he went in, he specifically said there was 5 people in the train and this man, and he made eye contact with him. So that's the second thing that he did right, is telling this man that, hey, I see you.
I see you watching me. I'm gonna watch you, because
that's right.
Suspicious.
Yeah, and then the third thing that he did right was he had a plan. The moment he felt it in him, he had a plan to leave, the retreat. And that, to me, it was so crucial to his survival and to not being harmed, because he had the plan and he executed that plan. And then he did ask, okay, when this individual, if he had come and followed me, what could I have done? And that's when I told him, now you better equip yourself with some Couboutons and some pepper sprays, because he is not equipped personally to defend himself one-on-one with that individual.
Yeah. So with that story, is there any code words that you can use? Like if you are seeking any help, or like, how do you come up with a plan? Like, what are let's just go with the first question, because then that can be the second question, how to come up with a plan. Is there a specific way you do it? Like you mentioned, you said, okay, be aware of your surroundings and have a plan. So how do you come up with a plan?
Great question again. You're coming up with a lot of great questions for me. This with self-defense and safety, it's a daily practice. And that's what I do with one of my groups. I do have a Facebook group that I ask them to do their situational awareness practices. And this doesn't come instantly, for a lot of people. And for myself, 3 years that I do this. And I think I shared this with you in regards to being in a restaurant, right? We go to restaurants, we call them and say, oh, I want to make a reservation for dinner at 6:00. You arrive there at 5:45, tell the hostess, I'm here, my party's here. And they tell you, okay, hold on, we'll let you know when your table is ready. And most of us would just sit there and talk stories with everybody, look at our phone, right? So ask the hostess, where's the restroom? And it's not to go to the restroom, but it's to survey the place again, to look around where your exits are, and a game plan. So when something happens in this restaurant, either a fire or somebody has a gun, somebody coming in or fighting, you know where your exits are, right? And
so we have to make sure you know where all exits are.
Yes. And I do this on a regular basis. For example, now I don't do it because I kind of know, like, for example, the malls, court, right? Whenever we enter the food court, I look from left to right. Okay, where's the doors from this food court? If there was somebody coming from that door, which door on my left that I could go to? Believe it or not, I've even thought about it. If there was somebody with a gun and shooting in this food court, I told myself I'm gonna stick my son into one of those rubbish cans, leave him there, if there's something that's happening and I need him to be safe and for me to engage with somebody, I'm gonna, I told him I'm gonna stick in one of those rubbish cans there, right? So those are pre-planning, and when you do that, we do fire alarm or fire safety in our homes. Those are something that you should practice also when in your offices, planning it. It's crucial. We call this mental preparedness,
Mental, yeah.
Yeah, so at home, if you're just sitting there, hey, think about, hey, if a person comes in through that door right now, what do I have next to me that I can use? Or oh, there's nothing I can use here, and then go, okay, I'm gonna go get that bat and move it over here. I'm gonna move that lamp and move it here because I can use that lamp if I need to. So strategically plan, things around. And we do have a lot of our products of Damsel in Defense. I can shoot that to you, where to place them in your house. I do have pepper sprays by our front door. And my son knows that if anybody would come in there, come in the house, you need it, the pepper spray is hanging right there. You use that. And the Kubotan, I have another one where our keys are. So if you need it, it's there. So strategically plan things around your house. In your offices, same thing. What in your office? Is there something in there that somebody can pick up and hit you with? If there is, move it to the other side where they can't reach it. Things like that. So again, I can go on, and we can have
you have some good tips. You have a lot of good tips on how to protect yourself or how to defend yourself. Like, these are great tips. I'm so excited for my listeners to hear this.
Yeah, and there was one more question that you said about code word or safe
code word.
Yeah,
safe word.
Think of, for example, your children. For your listeners who have children, think of words that they don't often use but can remember. Stay away from pet names, right? Because people will know that. Favorite colors, of course. Favorite TV shows. Stay away from those, because those are some things that other people will know, and that these are code words that you and your child only knows. And also, when you use them, create another one, and again, don't make it so hard that your child don't remember, especially for the young. But don't make it so easy either that everybody else knows about it. Yeah. And always talk to your children. When my children were younger, they're now 24 and 13. When they were younger, I've sat them down many times, and my teenager now always tell me, "Oh yes, mom, you've told me that already."
A million times. But you have to, get them used to that. You have to keep repeating it, because, and like during the onset of an attacker, it's not always easy to remember what to do because you're frantic, or your adrenaline is pumping, and remember mom told me I'm supposed to do something, but I don't remember, so I'm just gonna run. So yeah. I mean, repeating it over and over and over again, it's like you need to do that, because in the instance, it's hard to remember everything you do, and you should practice what you're going to do. Yes. You should practice your plan. You should practice, what to do if an attacker comes and tries to steal your candy. No, I'm just kidding. But
or ask you for quarters or quarters. Nowadays they don't ask. Oh, I'm showing my age. Back in the days, people say, "Hey, give me a quarter," for to buy something or whatnot. So, with that, right? But again, it's practice with everything else. In regards to safety. Martial arts. They don't just practice one day, right? You go to class.
Right, they don't.
you go to class every week, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours every week or so, and you move up the level. So same thing with your safety. Practice in your mind, visualize what you're going to do, visualize that walk to the car. Always have your safety tools with you, again with the Kubotan or the pepper spray, or stun guns, wherever you stun guns, make sure to check if it's legal in your state.
Absolutely.
With that, and believe it or not, the pepper sprays we cannot ship to New York. You have to.
Wow.
Yeah. So my apologies for that, but you can purchase a Kubotan from my website. So that and the stun guns, things like that you will have. So practice it in your mind, practice it in your daily activities. Have your personal safety tools in hand, and believe it or not, you can try this when you get it, Katrina. When you have personal safety tools in your hand, the confidence that you have will shoot up, because
because now I can protect myself. I know that if anything ever happens, I am not alone. Technically I am alone, but I'm not alone. I have a defense tool to defend myself, and the confidence, bring it on.
yeah, true. And but again though, I just want to stress this, that if you can retreat, that's the best, with the situational awareness, knowing what's around you and knowing how to prevent it. And the other question too, in regards to that friend of mine in New York, that happened 4 weeks ago, that somebody had asked, so if you see somebody being attacked or whatnot, what do you do, right? Well, majority.
Right, yeah. How do you help others?
Yeah, and nowadays, the cell phones, right? Everybody busts it out, but they're not busting it out to
and
call.
Record. They don't. Right, absolutely.
It's recording. So one of my suggestions to that is, again, not all of us are equipped with martial arts background. So, and I'm going to stress again, most criminals and most attackers are lazy and they don't want to be confronted, right? So if somebody's, harm somebody else, and you can do this from a distance with your pepper spray on hand and say, hey, stop, So now he's confronting the original person, and you with your pepper spray on hand and said, stop, right? Get away from him, right? So that's a way that you can help somebody. And believe it or not, just busting out a pepper spray will prevent it, like I said earlier. So that's one way you can. And of course, call 911 right after that, because the more people that are equipped that way and can say, stop, get away from him, or move away from him, this one person now is confronted with 5 people, and you think they won't think to themselves to say, okay, I'll move. I can't deal with 5 of you,
Right. I can't fight them all.
Yeah. And all 5 of you have a pepper spray or a Kubotan, better yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, some of my suggestions. Again, for your listeners and viewers, I'll provide you with my website, my contact information. If you have some safety concerns and want to know more about damsel in defense, want to partner up with me in keeping yourself safe out there in regards to some basic self-defense using our products, hit me up, DM me, message me. Media lingo there is, right? And also, I welcome all of you to learn more about damsel in defense and safety. If we can keep everybody safe and aware and have that same safety mindset, we will not let the criminals win. And that's the message from my end.
So, Evelyn, I just want to thank you for all these gems that you dropped on us today. I'm so happy to have you on our show. This was an amazing conversation, very informative. I know I learned some things about how to stay safe out here in these streets.
Yes. And do come, let's talk more, and I can assist you more on a one-to-one basis. And any of you listeners and viewers also hit me up. We can chat. Time difference wise though, I'm learning, Katrina, with the time differences. I'm like texting somebody and I'm like, oh, it's 2:00 in the morning right now.
Yeah, for them. Yeah. You got to be aware of those time zones. You have to be aware.
Yeah.
So, yes. So where can they find you, Evelyn? If they want to contact you, like, are you on social media? Are you on Facebook? Or a website? So where can they contact you?
Yeah, my company website is oh my god, what is my website? mydamselpro.net/you are safe. So it's you, the letter U, the letter R, and safe. I do have a Facebook group. It's called You Are Safe Padre. You can look for me there. And also I do have a women's group that I have. It's called it's on Facebook. It's a Facebook group also. It's Empowered Women. That it's pretty much I empower women to, with their businesses, to have the mindset of we can do this as women, moving forward, and in regards to safety also. And I almost forgot, I also have Instagram. It's you are safe underscore with underscore E Mizukami, which is Evelyn Mizukami, on Instagram. I almost forgot that.
It's okay. It's okay. So once again, I just want to thank you, Evelyn, for being on the show. And you guys, don't forget to go follow Evelyn. If you need anything in defense, she is your lady to go to. And also remember to follow me on all social media sites. That's K-laine 813. I am on TikTok. I am on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you all for tuning in, and we are done. Love you all. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Aloha. Again, thank you.
Thank you.